Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Manzur Ahmad Ganai, lecturer in history. Our today's question for 11th class students of history subject is: compare the Venetian idea of good government with those in contemporary France. Dear students, in this question, we have to compare the system of good government or the system of government in Venetia with the system of government in France from 14th to 17th century AD. Dear students, in nutshell we can say we have to discuss the system of government in Venetia and the system of government in France from 14th to 17th century AD. Dear students, as you know, Venetia was one of the most important cities of Italy from 14th and 17th centuries. It was from this city, this was one of the important cities where from, along with the Florence and Rome, the ideas of Renaissance and humanism started or got birth in Italy. So Venetia was a very important city of Italy, and we have to compare the Venetian idea of government with that of the France from 14th to 17th century AD. Dear students, there was a huge difference between the Venetian and the French governments from 14th to 17th century AD. Let us discuss. Number one, French government was based on feudal barbarism, means where the feudal lord had all powers. Dear students, we have discussed about this feudal system in the previous unit. We did not discuss it once again here. So, French government was based on feudal barbarism, means the feudal lords who had all powers in their hands. Feudal lords had huge tracts of land in their control, huge areas of land under their control, and they're all powers in their own hands. And they were barbaric. They used to commit atrocities. These feudal lords exploited the peasants, exploited cultivators, and exploited all people who were falling in their land law, in their land estate. So the government was based on the feudal system in the French, and this feudal system was based on complete injustice, exploitation, and excesses to all peasants and cultivators. But the government in Venetia was run by a council of people representing all gentlemen of the city above the age of 25, means that in Venetia there was not feudal barbarism, there was not dictatorship, but there was a council, and that council was represented by the was appointed by the people, and that council used to run the administration of the city, and the members of the council had just one criteria: they had to be above the age of 25. There was no criteria whether people were rich or poor, they were high or low. The only criteria was they had to get represented by the people and had to be above the age of 25. So Venetian government was based on the concept of justice, concept of logic and reason. Number two, in the French government, the common people or peasants were considered as the property of feudal lords, and these peasants and cultivators were exploited by these feudal lords in every possible way. In the state of Venice, or in the Venetian state, in the city of Venice, the king considered common people as the extension of his own family and took care of their interests. So in Venice, the king considered the common people, the peasants, the cultivators, as the people, as the family members, as the members of his own family, and took every care and interest, took every care and looked after all interests and welfare measures for the general public, for the common masses, for the peasants, for the cultivators. Number three, rich merchants, bankers, and all others actively participated in government formation in Venice. Means all people, by one way or the other, participated in the government formations in Venice. Whereas in France, there was absolute monarchy. The power was in the hands of one person who was a dictator, who could dictate everything, who could not be challenged by anybody. But in the Venice, there was the government in which all people directly or indirectly participated in the formation of the government. Number next, in Venice, the tax was to be paid by each and every one. No one was exempted from paying taxes. On the other hand, in France, only peasants shouldered the tax burden. Only peasants and cultivators had to pay the tax, and the rich landlords, rich feudal lords, and other all rich persons, other rich and influential persons, bureaucrats, had not to pay the tax and revenue burden at all. Number next, Venetian government. So, keeping all the above mentioned points in view, the Venetian government has rightly been called as Venice above all, and French government has been rightly called as feudal barbarism by Napoleon. Napoleon is given the two names to the two governments after analyzing the features of these governments. Venice has been called by him as Venice above all, means Venice was at the top of all European states and empires as far as the administration was concerned. And French government was considered feudal barbarism. Barbarism means where there is cruelty, where there is tyranny, where there is all bad kinds of practices. Prevailing. So Venice has been called as Venice above all, and France has been called by this French government has been called by Napoleon as feudal barbarism. Thank you.